Hi friends! Welcome to today's Pick a Card Tarot reading. Today we are going to be asking the question, what do you need to hear right now? So this is going to be a very general, open reading today. Just asking you, what information do you need to hear? What is trying to come into your life right now? What things do you need to be aware of that are going to help you move forward? So I have 4 piles for you to choose from today. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Once again, that's pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. Down below in the description section of this video, you will find the link to your reading. And yeah, that's it. So go check that out now, and we're going to move on to the first pile. Hey there, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the pile with this amethyst stone, which is super pretty. I love this stone a lot. I think it's great. So anyway, let's dive right into your reading here. So this is a very general, open reading. It can be about anything. We're just going to see what you need to hear. What are the messages that are being open to you right now? What things are coming into your life? What do you need to know about? First card that we have is the Sun card. Okay, so regardless of what's happened in your life, if anything has gone down, whatever the case is, you've got the sun coming into your life right now, which is a beautiful card. So, especially with this kind of fairy tale, this is the Fairytale Lenormand, that's what this is from, so it's very fairy tale-like symbolism. You've got the Snow White being woken up from her slumber kind of thing here. So it's like, the shining of a new day. The sun is coming out. It's a new moment. It's a new time for you. So remember that, if you feel like you've been in kind of a rough place right now, you're being reminded with this very first card here that actually things are okay, that actually things are going to be okay, that your life is going to be okay. I just heard a bird chirping outside, so to me that's angel or spirit team confirmation right there, coming in to let you know, yes, today is a new day. It's a shining new day. So whatever's happened in the past, whatever's occurred to you, whatever may have gone wrong at different points in your life today is a beautiful, bright new day for you. Next up, we have a couple cards from the Wild Unknown. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. We've got the 5, 6, 7, 8 of Swords. Interesting. And we've got the 10 of Swords. Okay, yeah, so there we go. You know what I mean? Like, if you were in a moment where you felt like this, you felt defeated, you felt like you were, you couldn't go on, that you've been through so much, you don't know how to keep going, that might have been your past energy, but in reality, you were actually in this 8 of Swords mode. So you weren't as defeated as you thought you were. You weren't as broken as you thought you were. Things weren't as dire as you thought they were. They weren't as destroyed as you thought you were. Instead, you were bound in your own kind of binding here. The thing about the 8 of Swords is that in many other decks, it's depicted as a woman who's blindfolded and bound to these swords. But it refers to the idea that you have the control to get yourself out of it, because she's only very loosely bound. She could release those binds from her at any moment, and really kind of let them go, and then she could take her blindfold off and walk away. So it's sort of saying that you had the tools, and you still have the tools at your disposal to get out of this period. Now with the Wild Unknown tarot deck here, it gives it an extra dimension with it being this chrysalis here. So it's saying that, this kind of hung up period that you might have been in, this period of things not necessarily working out the way that you wanted, you feeling blocked, you feeling bound, is actually in your favor, because it's giving you the time and the energy to recoup yourself and to transform. And now you're ready to hatch as this beautiful butterfly. And look at here, with the 2 of Pentacles, you have become the butterfly. So you're leaving behind this bound period, and you're hatching from your chrysalis and fluttering into being this beautiful, absolutely beautiful butterfly here. And in fact, that's what you are now. You are this amazing, beautiful butterfly ready to fly in this brand new day. So you're leaving behind any of this distraught past energies that have made you feel, not so great about yourself, not so awesome, all of that time, that period of feeling defeated, is over now. And it's coming with a new sense of balance, right? You're entering into a new way to balance your life, because the Two of Pentacles refers to being in a balance, being in healthy balance, getting enough sleep, being active enough, doing as much as you need to do, but then also not doing as much as you need to not do. You know what I mean? Being in that perfect balance of life and of living. You're really tapping into this balance for yourself, and you're ready to take flight here with the butterfly. You're ready to take flight into a new direction, into a new way of being, into a new life that's filled with sunlight, which is beautiful. Next, we've got 2 cards from the 1JJ Swiss deck. You've got the Ace of Cups, yeah, oh yeah, and you've got the King of Swords, yeah, okay, that's beautiful. So it's a new beginning now towards emotional fulfillment. You're following your sense of well-being. You're following your sense of peace. You're following your sense of knowing who you are and being comfortable in your own skin, being comfortable in this life. You're moving into this kind of period that's like that. And it's a healing energy as well, because if you look, there's that little Swiss symbol on this cup too, the red cross. And the red cross is the international symbol for health, right? For healing. So you've got this sort of like, you know, healing energy coming to you now with this sun coming and blossoming into this new butterfly. You're leaving behind any of this distraught period to follow your own happiness, to follow your own contentment, to start a journey towards happiness and contentment, you know, being in a place where you are comfortable as your own being, as your own self, as your own person, and you don't need anyone else to confirm that for you. You know, you just are in your own, you know, basking in your own beauty, in your own wonderment, which is lovely. And then we have the King of Swords, which is talking about, you know, being very calm and collected in your own mind as well. He's one of the most calm and collected of all of the cards, because he knows who he is, he knows what he wants, and he follows his mind. His mind is very calm. He doesn't have a hectic mind, because he's learned how to cool his emotions, right? He doesn't let his emotions get the best of him. He feels his emotions. He definitely feels his feelings, but he feels them and then he lets them go and he releases them. And then he acts from this very calming, slow-moving, very aware person. And all of his actions, you know, are made very deliberately, because he understands what needs to happen, and he understands where he needs to go, and he's willing to make that happen, and he's willing to work slowly. He's willing to work over time. He doesn't feel forced. He doesn't feel like he's going to get caught up on this, train of, oh my gosh, I got to do this and that and this. He's like, no, I'm coming back into myself. I'm coming back into life here. I'm coming back into understanding of where I am and what's happening, and I'm calm and collected. So you have that for you. The final card comes from the Universal Waite tarot deck, which is the Sun. Yeah, so, oh my God, that's incredible. You got the Sun twice here, right? Whenever a card comes up twice in a reading, that means it's the most important message from the reading. That's how I interpret it. And so to have the Sun here twice is saying you are in a new day. You are in a new period. Whatever has gone on in the past is finished. It is no longer. You can leave that energy behind. And in fact, you're doing so. That's how you're moving. That's where the movement in your life is right now. Leaving behind any of this past stuff, any past sorrows, any of this stuff, and embracing the sunlight, embracing this brand new day that is here for you, that is available for you, that wants to come into your life. It's ready to come into your life. So be open to it. You know, it's here for you. It is here, right now. The new day is coming in to give you a bright new life, you know? So anyway, these were my quick readings. So I know that's kind of a quick message, but it's pretty succinct, so that's where I'm going to leave it. I think it's beautiful, you know, pile number 1, that's an absolutely beautiful message. Like, remember, you've got a new day here for you, so you don't need to worry anymore. You don't need to be afraid. You don't need to bring in any of this past energy from the past here. You're releasing the bounds that are tying you back and really blossoming into this beautiful butterfly. So yeah, anyway, pile number one, that was my reading for you. If you ever want a more detailed personal reading, I can get way, way more in depth in my personal readings about you and your life and your situation. Feel free to check those out at my website, www.junodrome.com. I have a Patreon page that you can help support me more, so please feel free to check that out at patreon.com/junodrome. There's some really awesome bonus content there that you can't get anywhere else. And then finally, I'm really excited. I've been getting a lot of new subscribers since I started talking about this, which is awesome. So thank you so much, everybody who's new, for subscribing. Once I reach 500 subscribers, right now I'm still in the 300s. When I reach 500, I'm going to be doing a drawing for a free private reading with me. So once I reach 500, that's going to start. That's going to happen. So please subscribe to this channel, share with your friends, share around. I would love to give you that private reading. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I hope that you're having a great day. Pile number one, that was such a great reading, which is wonderful. You know, you deserve to be in that happiness. So good for you. Anyway, pile number one, that was my reading for you. Have a great day. Catch you later. Hi there, pile number two. You chose the reading with this really great blue stone. Let's dive right in. This is going to be a reading for, you know, what do you need to hear right now? We're leaving it very general. It can be open to anything. Whatever needs to come in for you in this moment, we're going to talk about it. So first up, from the Fairytale Lenormand, we've got the mountain. All right, the mountain to me always talks about grounding your energy, coming back into yourself, coming back into your sense of self. You know, go out into nature, go out and go for a hike if you can, you know, go into the mountains if you can, or, you know, just be in nature somewhere, even sitting by a tree, but really connecting into your own sense of self, your own sense of well-being, coming back into your body. Whenever grounding messages come up, it might mean that you're lost in your thoughts a little too much, and you might be lost in any kind of, you know, it's very easy to go on these loops in your mind, you know, and get super lost in your mind and what's happening in your mind and all of that. And so with this card here, you're being encouraged to take a step back, take a deep breath, really come back into your body, come back into yourself. Do some kind of meditation practice if you want. They can be incredibly, incredibly helpful, and it can be however you want to do it, even if it's just like 2 to 5 minutes of just sitting and breathing and letting go of your thoughts, you know, and just focusing on your breath, somewhere quiet, somewhere nice. Do that for yourself. That's gonna bring you wonders. You know, you're gonna be amazed at how that transforms your feelings and how you're dealing with life, how you're feeling about things. So I really encourage you to do that. Next up, we have a couple cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot. We've got the 5, 6, 7 of Wands, and we've got the 3 of Cups. Okay, cool. So the 7 of Wands can indicate this like period of overcoming a struggle, right? So I feel like, you know, with the mountain here, you know, you may have been in a period where you felt like you were at a stalemate for a while, or you felt like you were, you know, it could be either inward or outward, being in a situation where you felt like you constantly had to fight people, or being in a situation where you felt like you were constantly fighting yourself, which I think might be more likely in this situation because of that grounding card. So you're breaking through that now with this 7 of Wands. See how there's this candle shining, this shining light, bright, and these other ones are falling away. It's kind of like talking about that this you've figured out a way to move forward now after feeling like you were at a stalemate for a while, and now you're starting to move forward. You're starting to break free from whatever situation you were in to move into a new way of thinking, a new way of being, which is absolutely beautiful. And by doing that, by really kind of connecting in, which may you know, meditation might help you, you know what I mean, by clearing your mind, by coming back into your body, by taking some time out to slow down your mind, to slow down your thoughts, to slow down all of these processes, you may start to these things that were, you know, felt stuck within you might start to give way to an understanding, a light shining within you, maybe tapping into your intuition more. And by doing so, you're going to be in the mode to celebrate, because the 3 of Cups talks about celebration, right? So you might be right on the precipice of this like breakthrough moment for yourself, which could take just some simple meditation practices, just some simple breathing exercises, some simple coming back into yourself and into your body. And by doing this kind of practice, you're going to be in this mode of celebration, this mode of feeling, like you have the ability to make things happen, that you might even be celebrating with other people. It can be coming together with friends and enjoying, so maybe you're going to break yourself free from any kind of anxiety or any kind of thing where you feel like you have to be alone, or you feel like you're stuck in this alone period. By breaking through this, you're actually going to start hanging around people again, and celebrating and enjoying life. You've got this sort of life enjoyment process open to you. Next up, we have 3 cards from the 1JJ Swiss deck. So let's see, we've got the 3 of Swords. Okay, so interesting. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. And we've got the 4 of Pentacles. Interesting. Yeah, so I was kind of picking up on this before, how I was saying, like, if you felt like you were alone, and now you can be around people. That's kind of what I'm getting from this 4 of Pentacles card. It talks about safety. It's like being safe, putting your safety first, which is a good thing, right? It sounds like a good thing, and it mostly is, but it can talk about going too far, right? It's like blocking yourself off from the world, holding everything really, really tight to yourself, and not being open to experience, the reality. And where that's coming from, it's coming from this heartbreak here. The 3 of Swords talks about heartbreak. It talks about being heartbroken or just emotionally distraught in general. So I think that you've been through some really challenging, difficult situations with some people and some places and some things that have left you feeling a little bit like you can't trust people in a certain sense, like you don't want to be around people all the time, but you're about to break through this kind of feeling, because it's not, it's okay to be around people, right? It's about finding the right people, and learning discernment. When you learn discernment of people, then you'll know right away, oh, I don't think this person is so great for me. So then you find the people who are good for you, it's like you don't have to be totally and completely isolated. And with the Knight of Pentacles here, it's talking about movement. The Knight to me is always what movement and what action is happening in the reading itself. And to have it be with the Pentacles here, that's saying that it's the material world, it's the material plane, it's the world around you. It can be health, it can be money, it can be anything physical, where you live, what's going on. So I see you taking action in the physical now, which could mean finding new friends, finding new situations, being around new people, because you've got this breakthrough aha moment coming in here with that 7 of Wands. That's really showing you how to get out of this struggle, and then, like I said, it could be a struggle that you're having with yourself. And so you're about to break through this struggle and move into a new way of being. Now, finally, we have 2 cards from the classic Universal Waite tarot deck, is the actual official name of this deck. So let's see if I can fit them all in. We've got the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. And we've got the Judgment. Yeah, all right. So, I'll just move all these up and we'll put the Judgment here. Can you still see it? Oh, yeah, enough. Okay. So, this is interesting. With the 7 of Pentacles here, to me, that talks about putting in work. It's always about putting in the work. So you've got work to do, maybe you've been working really hard on changing your life and on your circumstances, and you're being encouraged to continue that work, right? It's not quite harvest season yet. He's not ready to pick these plants just yet, but he's almost ready. It's almost time. So harvest is coming. There is a harvest coming for you. It's just a matter of timing. It's a matter of being patient. But if you're willing to continue to put in the work on yourself and in your life, you're going to see results. Because here we've got the Judgment card, which to me talks about this idea of kind of reshaping the past in your mind. So it's like learning to let go of the physical pain from a situation that was deeply painful for you and transforming that into wisdom, right? Transforming your experience into wisdom. And that is the process by which Judgment works. It's reflecting on what's happened in your life. And instead of looking at it from the same feeling, you're not looking at the past and then literally putting yourself back into the past. You're actually looking at the past with the eyes of the present. So you're able to see, oh, I learned a whole lot from this situation. that led me to being a more whole and complete human being. So I can be okay now with what happened because I know that it had to happen for me to learn X, Y, and Z. And now I'm a much stronger person from that. So it's this process of reprocessing the past in a way that heals you, that makes you whole again, that makes you feel complete as a person. So I really feel that that's kind of a process that's coming in for you right now. And it's the work that you're doing, right? It's the work that you're putting in, but it's here for you. You're ready to do this processing work. You're ready to go out and celebrate with friends, let other people into your life. You don't have to totally close yourself off from everything and everyone. Open up your heart again, heal your heart, let your heart be free, and it's going to lead you towards this abundance energy as well, because you are putting a ton of work into this, and you're going to see results from this. It's going to be this celebratory mood, and you're going to start seeing your life from a whole new perspective that's going to make you a lot happier in the long run. So yeah, anyway, pile number 2, that was my reading for you. I know these are kind of quick readings, but my weekly readings tend to be a little bit shorter. If you ever want a longer, more detailed reading about you and your life and your situation, please feel free to check out my website at www.junodrome.com. I've got a couple of options available there. I've got a new way for you to help support me more and support the channel, as well as get some awesome bonus content you can't get anywhere else. That's available at patreon.com/junodrome. And then finally, I'm really excited to announce, it's still a little ways off because I'm in the 300s for subscribers, but when I reach 500 subscribers, I'm going to be offering a drawing for a free private reading with me. And it'll be whichever kind of private reading you want. So we've got that available to you. So, anyway, pile number 2, that was my reading for you. Please subscribe to the channel if you like the content. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful day. And thank you so much for tuning into this reading. See ya. Hey there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading for what do you need to know right now? And you chose the pile with this awesome petrified wood, which I think is a really cool stone. So let's dive right into this reading here. So like I said, it's what do you need to know? We're leaving it very, very general just so that you can get whatever messages need to come into you, whatever's trying to come to you right now. We shall figure it out together. So first up, we have one card from the Fairytale Lenormand, and it's the clouds, which to me is always talking about blowing away negativity, right? Like if you look at this kind of cloud person, right? He's blowing away all of these dark storm clouds. It's this beautiful sun cloud blowing away all that stuff. So to me, it talks about this idea that, you have the tools within your power to blow away anything that's not working, any kind of negative energy, any kind of situation that isn't working for you anymore, any people or places or situations or things that are bringing your energy down, that are really weighing on you heavily. And it could be your own thoughts too, negative thoughts, negative patterns, all of that stuff. You have the tools at your disposal to blow that all away and to raise your own vibration, quote unquote, which just means like being in your own sense of fulfillment and happiness, and not be lost in the negative thoughts, because the negative thoughts will continue to be this kind of echo chamber, that brings you down. Whereas if you create an echo chamber of building you up, right, then that is the force within which you're going to move through the world. Next, we have 3 cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot. We have the 5 of Wands, we've got the 3 of Wands, and we've got the the Moon. Interesting. Okay, so with the 5 of Wands here, to me that talks about a stalemate. That's being in a struggle where you feel like you can't move forward. You're really stuck in this period of, I don't know what's going on. But I see you moving out of this period, because we have the 3 of Wands here, which talks about, envisioning a future for yourself, seeing the way forward, seeing the pathway forward. It's like, in many decks, it's depicted as a man who's standing on a cliffside watching his ships come in, right? He spent time trying to make something happen, and now the ships are coming for him. But it can also mean he's about to go off and journey onto those ships himself. So it can talk about the future. It can talk about building a future, understanding where you want to go, understanding who you are and what you want for yourself, and envisioning that. I think with this, I see it almost as a portal, right? That there is this portal available to him that he can look through the veil and see beyond into the distance, right? So you've got this like envisioning of a future for yourself, this like very deep, deep portal into the world, into reality. And then you have the moon card here, which, you know, talks about that you might not have all of the answers, right? You might feel like you're in this stuck place, but with the moonlight shining down on you, which is representative of your intuition, by starting to tune into your intuition, you can start to see a pathway forward through the wilderness. Now, remember, it's shining by moonlight, so you don't see everything that's happening. You don't see everything that's going to happen. You don't have all of the answers, but you do see a small path illuminated for you. And with this Three of Wands here, I'm really kind of getting that that's what's going on in this situation, is that you're starting to see a pathway forward. A small pathway for you is being illuminated, and it's going to get you out of this stalemate energy. And it's coming from blowing away these negative energies, right? Blowing away the distractions. Maybe you have a lot of distractions in your life, a lot of things and situations and people and stuff that you're putting above yourself. By tuning into your intuition, by tapping into your intuitive abilities, you're actually opening up your heart to the possibilities. You're tuning into your own heart space and allowing that to guide you, to move you forward. And you're going to start to see a path illuminating ahead for yourself that's going to give you what you want. Next up, we have 3 cards from the 1JJ Swiss deck. We've got the Temperance card, okay. We've got the Blank card, ooh, fun, I love that card. And then we've got the Two of Cups. All right, so, you know, with this energy, okay, everything's in there so far. And then we'll just put these guys down here for now. So with the Temperance card, it's kind of talking about this idea that, you know, you're balancing these forces, right? So with all of this energy blowing things away that you don't like, remember, you can change anything that's in your life. You can make anything happen for yourself. You can take opposite forces, like this angel here, she's mixing forces together. But what she's doing, she's taking 2 things that she didn't want, some 2 things that maybe were looked down upon, were frowned upon, were things that, oh, these don't really work for me. These aren't really working out in my life. I don't like these. She's mixing those 2 things together to make something new that actually is going to work for her life, that is going to work out, that is going to be great. And so for me, I always related to that idea of making lemonade out of lemons, you know what I mean? So you have the ability to mix any forces, any things that are happening, anything, whenever life throws you a lemon, you have the ability to mix it into lemonade and make it into something really wonderful and beautiful for yourself. You know, with this Blank card here, that's kind of coming, I always kind of relate it to meditation personally, or like clearing your mind, clearing your thoughts in some capacity. So you're really being encouraged to slow down, to let go of, maybe, like I said, you have all of these negative thoughts, or you have all of this like stalemate energy within you of like, well, I can't do that because I've got this going on, and I've got this going on, which means I got to do this, and I got that, which makes this happen, and I'm stuck because I got all of these things. You're being encouraged to take a break, to take a step back, be like, okay, I know all of this is true, or I know all of this is a part of my life, but it doesn't have to be true, right? Let me take a deep breath and take a step back and start thinking about my life in a new way. Try to connect to my intuition, which can come in during meditation, so much easier than any other period. Start to listen to the small voice inside of you trying to guide you forward, and start to hear it. And once you do that, you know, you're uniting these forces within you. You're uniting these parts of yourself that are mixed up, that are feeling disconnected. You're bringing those disconnections back together into one person, one human being, one vision for yourself, one movement forward. You're connecting those opposites, and that's going to help you move forward for yourself. You know, you're going to be able to move into a new period. Remember, with this new future that's blowing away all of this past stuff that doesn't mean anything, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The past doesn't exist. You are the one who brings the past forward into the present by your memories. You remember how things were, and then you tell yourself the story. Oh, this is how things are. This is how I always am. This is how things always go. Well, that's not true, right? That's not true. That might have been something you learned in childhood, or that might have been something that was true at one point, but that doesn't have to be true right now. That doesn't have to be your life right now. You can live whatever life you want for yourself in this moment, because the present is the only thing that exists. The past is done. It's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. All that you have is this present moment, and that's all that matters. Next, we have two cards from the Universal Waite tarot deck. First, we have the Strength, and we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, so you've got a lot of options moving forward, Like, you might feel like there's only one path forward for you, or that you don't have anything available to you. That's kind of the feeling I'm feeling with the stalemate here. You might feel really stuck right now in this moment. You might feel like there's nothing possible for you. But in reality, you have this like infinite possibility ahead of you. You can choose any one of these cups, and they're all probably going to be good in their own way. So you can do whatever you want, with this Temperance card too. Remember, you have the ability to transform whatever forces are present in your life into whatever you need them to be. You can make anything happen for yourself. So you have way more possibilities moving forward for yourself than you think that you do. And so by tuning into your intuition, you're going to be able to start seeing that pathway forward. Seeing the pathway through the wilderness will be illuminated in the nighttime. And remember, you won't be able to see everything moving forward, but you'll at least have a vision. Like, okay, this is my direction. So then you start moving in that direction, and more things will start being illuminated for you. More things will start to make sense for you. And you've got the Strength card here, which is telling me to make sure that you are really in tune with your own inner strength, that you are a very strong person. You can make anything happen that you want to have happen. It's up to you. You can balance the forces within your life to make whatever you want and whatever you need happen for yourself. So you're really, really being encouraged to do that kind of work here with the Strength card. Anyway, pile number 3, that was my reading for you. I hope that it resonates. I know these are kind of quick readings, but I do my quick readings during the week and then have a really long reading at the beginning of the week. So you can check that reading out as well. Please let me know what you think in the comments. I really love hearing from everybody. If you ever want a more detailed personal reading with me that can get really, really in-depth about you and your life and your situation, feel free to check out my website at www.junodrum.com. I have a couple of options available there. And then I've got a new way for you to help support me and get some really awesome bonus content on the way. That is available at Patreon. Check that out at www.patreon.com/junodrome. And then finally, I've been talking about it all week. I'm really excited. Once I reach 500 subscribers, for the moment I'm in the 300s. When we get to 500, I'm going to be doing a drawing for a free private reading with me. So it'll be a way for you to get a free reading with me from my channel. And that'll be available at 500 subscribers. So I'll talk more about it then. I'm hyping it up this week. I might not talk about it next week, and then we'll wait until it happens. I'm actually going to be going out of town next week, but I'll still be posting videos. It's just they're going to be, I'm not going to be able to communicate as well next week. Just letting you know. If you caught this reading, then you know. If you didn't, then you don't. Whatever. Doesn't matter either way. Anyway, pile number 3. That was my reading for you. I hope that it resonates. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later. See ya. Hey there, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose this great lapis lazuli stone, connecting to your own sense of royalty, your own divinity. You have the power to make whatever you want to have happen in your life. Always remember that. This is going to be a reading for what do you need to hear right now. These are going to be messages that are pretty general, very open to being whatever they need to be, giving you the message that you need to hear in this moment. So the first card that we have comes from the Fairytale Lenormand, and it's the Ship. So you might have some travel in your future. You might be connecting more into your own intuition or your own sense of self, journeying within or journeying without. It's some kind of journey is being presented to you, connecting into your own inner wisdom too with that dragon energy here. So let's keep excuse me, let's keep looking at the cards and see what your message really is. We've got 3 cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot. We've got the 4 of Wands. We've got the 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Great. And then we've got the Father of Swords, which is the King of Swords in most decks. Okay, so the 4 of Wands is a homecoming card. It's coming home to yourself. So you're journeying. The journey that you're on right now is coming back into yourself, coming back home. And remember, home doesn't have to be a physical place. It doesn't have to be where you grew up, although it could be. Maybe you are going to go on a journey towards visiting family from your childhood, or going back home, quote unquote. But it can also just mean coming back into yourself, and especially too with this inward journey. I see that you're going on this inward journey. Maybe you've been on an inward journey for a long time of connecting back into yourself, and now you're homecoming. You're coming home to yourself. You're coming back to who you are and what you want for yourself and your own inner being and your own inner light and your own inner self. And it's this really fortunate period that's opening up to you. You know, the Wheel of Fortune, I always just read it personally as a good omen. It literally means fortune is coming your way. That is how I interpret the Wheel of Fortune. So you have this fortunate period open to you that's here for you right here, right now, opening itself up to you in the moment, which is very beautiful. And then you have the Father of Swords, or the King of Swords, and the King of Swords talks about being very calm and collected in the mind, not being so tumultuous in your thoughts, not having your thoughts go everywhere, not having your thoughts pull you apart, right? It's like your entire inner being is united now towards a very calming sense of being. And then you can use that analytical side of you to take action. But it's from a very calm and collected place. The King of Swords is, you know, he's a master of meditation. So, you know, you've kind of got that sense of that inward peace and inward calm available to you in this period as you journey within. You know, maybe you are going to be diving deeper into meditation and really, really journeying within yourself. And by doing so, you know, you open yourself up to this, you know, it almost looks like a portal into your own inner life, you know, your own inner being, and becoming more at peace with your own inner self, and coming home to yourself, you know. It's very beautiful, and it's opening a very beautiful period for you. Next up, we have 2 cards from the 1JJ Swiss deck. You've got the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of Cups. Okay, cool. And you've got the 3 of Pentacles. All right, great. So with the 9 of Cups energy there, you know, that's all about like connecting back into your own, you know, your own sense of self. You know, he's kind of very emotionally fulfilled and incredibly content. He's one of the most content people in the entire tarot. He's very happy. He's achieved a lot. He's accomplished a lot with his life, and he's very happy with that. So, you know, and a lot of times it can talk about being content on your own. I tend to relate this card personally to self-love, even that he's able to know who he is. He's able to know what he wants, and he's really comfortable in his sense of self and with himself. And so he's able to make things happen, to allow things to exist, right? And in doing so, he opens himself up to this loving nature of the world around him. So he's tapped into his own self-love and his own self-contentment, and you have that available to you in this moment. And then you have the 3 of Pentacles, which talks about coming together with other people to build something, or it can talk about building a very strong foundation within yourself. So either way, you know, I feel that you are, you know, in this moment, as you get this homecoming energy, you know, as you tap into the feelings of self-love, you're building new foundations for yourself moving forward. And maybe that also means you're going to connect with the people who also relate to this new mode of being for you, you know, your sense of inward homecoming within yourself, that inner sense and inner knowing and inner being that you have within you, it's going to help build this new foundation of joy and happiness and love for yourself, you know, and that's going to build the life that you want for yourself. Next up, we have 3 cards from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and let's just move these up a little bit, and then I can put these below. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles, we've got the Queen of Swords, and we've got the King of Cups. Okay, yeah. So you got 2 kings here. There's a lot of very regal energy. you're culminating. This is a culmination period with four royal cards. You know, it's definitely to me talking about this sort of culmination period that's coming to you. So you've been working probably a long time at coming back into a sense of calm and into a sense of peace. And now you've got the two royal sword cards, which talks about being very calming of the mind. You know, the Queen of Swords too is a very meditative person, and you know, on her sleeve she's got this like frilly cuffs here, but to me it looks just like a mala, you know, which I've got around my neck right now. It's a Buddhist prayer and also Hindu prayer necklace that you use as a tool for meditation. So because she has that on her wrist, I always just relate this to being, you know, this queen of meditation. So you've got this sort of very deep meditative mindset, journeying within to find yourself, to find answers, and you're going to be very successful in that. You know, you're tuning into your own inner peace and inner happiness and inner contentment as well with these two cup cards here. The King of Cups is the most compassionate out of any of the cards. He's an incredibly compassionate person. To me, he kind of reminds me of that like Mr. Rogers energy, you know? So he's like, you know, very friendly, very compassionate, very loving, very nurturing. He's the most nurturing out of all of the male cards in the entire tarot. So you're being encouraged to embrace that sort of masculine nurturing center, you know, really nurture yourself, be your own dad, you know what I mean? And love yourself, you know? And then we've got the Knight of Pentacles here too. And the Knights to me talk about the movement that's happening in the reading itself. So they talk about what action is occurring for this reading. Where is the movement that's going on? And to have it in the Pentacles realm means it's in the physical. It's in the material world. It could be abundance. It's the world around you. It's money, but not just money. It's also physical well-being, health, joy, life in general, you know, the physical life. And so you've got this movement towards a better, more compelling, more content, more peaceful life that is now open up to you by doing this inward journey, by coming back into home within yourself. You know, you have even a path towards abundance that's going to be opening up to you. So that's a really beautiful reading that you have here, pile number 4. That's where I'm going to leave it off. I know these are kind of quick readings, but I kind of do these quick readings on the weekdays, and then I've got once a week, I've got a super long in-depth reading. So feel free to check that out as well. I can also do a much more detailed private reading that goes super in-depth about you and your life and your situation. So feel free to check those out on my website, www.junodrome.com. I've got a couple of options available there. And then if you'd like to support the channel more and get access to some really awesome, incredible bonus content you can't get anywhere else, check out my Patreon at patreon.com/junodrome. And then finally, I'm really excited to announce that I'm going to be doing a drawing for a free reading on my channel once I reach 500 subscribers. So I'm still in the 300s as of recording this, but I know it's been going up much quicker since I announced the drawing, and it's going to continue to go up quickly. So once we reach 500 subscribers, I'm going to be doing this drawing. So stay tuned for that. I'll give way more details once that happens. But anyway, pile number 4, that was my reading for you. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I hope you have an incredible day, and I will catch you later. See ya.